The wind howled through the pines surrounding Willow Creek, a small town nestled in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee, as Mia stood on the porch of her grandmother's old farmhouse. The faded red paint on the door chipped under her touch, but the key in her hand felt like a lifeline. At 29, Mia had come back to claim what was hers, a sprawling 10-acre plot her grandmother, Evelyn, left her in a will nobody saw coming. Across the dirt road, a man in a crisp blazer leaned against a gleaming pickup truck, his eyes narrowing as he watched her unlock the gate. "You're on private land," he shouted, his voice sharp with authority. "This is zoned for commercial development now. Get out before I call the county." Mia turned, her dark braids swinging, and met his gaze with a fire that could have burned the dry grass around them. "I've got paperwork that says otherwise," she said, pulling a manila folder from her bag. His smirk faltered, but only for a second. "We'll see about that," he growled, already dialing. "Let me take you back to how this all started. I'm Ben, Mia's father, 62, a retired mechanic who spent most of my life in Willow Creek. Mia's my only kid, stubborn, whip-smart, and not one to back down from a fight. Evelyn, my mother, passed 2 years ago, leaving Mia the farmhouse and land that had been in our family since the 1940s. It wasn't much to look at: creaky floors, a sagging barn, fields gone wild, but it was ours, a slice of history nobody could touch. Or so we thought. A year ago, a real estate firm, Pinnacle Ventures, started buying up every plot around Willow Creek for a luxury resort. They called it progress. I called it a land grab. Their point man, Greg Vaughn, was a slick talker in tailored suits who'd charm you 1 minute and threaten you the next. He'd been after our land since Mom's funeral, sending letters with offers we ignored. When Mia inherited the property, Greg got bolder, claiming the county had rezoned our land for commercial use and we'd missed the notice. I was in Florida helping my brother fix up his place when Mia decided to move into the farmhouse. She'd been working remotely as a graphic designer, craving a quieter life, and saw the place as a fresh start. That's when Greg's campaign kicked into high gear. He'd show up unannounced, snapping photos of the barn, claiming it violated safety codes. He'd leave voicemails about eminent domain and unpaid taxes. Mia told me to stay put; she could handle it, but I knew Greg wasn't just a nuisance. He was dangerous. That chilly October evening, Mia had barely settled in when Greg appeared, demanding she leave. "This land's been rezoned," he barked. "You're squatting." Mia held up the will and a county-stamped deed. "This says I'm the owner." "Care to explain?" Greg laughed, cold and dismissive, and called the sheriff. Mia texted me, calm but resolute. "He's bluffing. I've got this." She stood her ground as a patrol car rolled up, lights flashing. Greg waved the deputy over, spinning a tale about Mia trespassing on Pinnacle's acquired land. The deputy, a grizzled local named Carter, took the deed from Mia, scanned it, and frowned. "This checks out," he said. "Mr. Vaughn, you got anything to back your claim?" Greg's face tightened. "You'll hear from my lawyer," he snapped, storming off. But as the cruiser left, Mia noticed a folded note tucked under her windshield wiper. "Leave now, or you'll regret it." No signature, just a smudged ink sketch of the farmhouse. Things escalated fast. The next morning, Mia woke to find her mailbox smashed, tire tracks cutting through the front field. She called me, and I told her to install cameras. By Wednesday, a drone buzzed over the property, low and deliberate. A card left at the gate read, "Pinnacle Ventures, property assessment in progress." Mia wasn't scared; she was furious. She reached out to a local blogger, Tara Klein, known for exposing shady deals in the county. Tara jumped at the story, and Mia sent her everything: the deed, Greg's threats, the note. That night, a fake eviction notice appeared on the farmhouse door, citing zoning violations and a $10,000 fine. Mia ripped it down, snapped a photo, and filed a police report. Carter, the deputy, shook his head. "This ain't legal. Looks like Pinnacle's playing dirty." 2 days later, Mia was grabbing coffee in town when she overheard Greg in a back booth, talking to a man in a county uniform. "File the rezoning amendment," Greg hissed. "Make it look like her land's part of the resort zone." Mia slipped behind a counter, hit record on her phone, and caught every word. "If she fights, we'll bury her in fines," Greg said. The man hesitated. "That's fraud, Greg." Greg's voice dropped. "Only if they catch us." Mia's hands shook as she sent the audio to Tara and me. I booked a flight home. This wasn't just harassment, it was a conspiracy. Back in Willow Creek, Mia confronted another surprise. A black SUV with no plates circled the farmhouse at dusk. She locked the doors and called Carter. By the time he arrived, the vehicle was gone, but a stake had been driven into the ground near the creek, a red ribbon tied to it. Carter's face darkened. Someone's marking territory. Mia showed him the drone card and the fake notice. It's Pinnacle, she said. Carter nodded. We're building a case. Meanwhile, Tara's blog post dropped, titled Pinnacle Ventures Land Grab Exposed. It included Mia's deed, Greg's recorded threats, and a history of Pinnacle's strong-arm tactics in other towns. The post went viral, and locals flooded the county office with complaints. But Greg wasn't done. He filed an emergency motion, claiming Mia's barn encroached on rezoned land Pinnacle had legally acquired. The hearing was set for Friday. I got home just in time, and we hired Ellen Marsh, a real estate lawyer with a reputation for shredding developers. Ellen called Greg's tactic a boundary snatch, exploiting vague zoning laws. She filed a countermotion, backed by old photos of Evelyn farming the land, proving our continuous use. The night before the hearing, Mia found the farmhouse's front window smashed, a brick inside with "Last Chance" scrawled on it. She didn't sleep. Neither did I. The courtroom was packed. Farmers, shop owners, even kids from the high school showed up, clutching signs that read "Save Willow Creek." Mia sat tall, her eyes blazing. Ellen presented the deed, the fake notices, and Tara's audio. Then she dropped a bomb. Pinnacle's rezoning amendment was based on a forged survey map with a fake county seal. The judge's face hardened. Mr. Vaughn, you're aware forgery is a felony. Greg's lawyer stammered. We trusted our client's documents. The judge wasn't buying it. This claim is frozen pending investigation. Mr. Vaughn, stay 500 feet from MS. Larson's property. Greg's jaw clenched, but the room erupted in cheers. Tara's follow-up post lit up the internet, exposing Pinnacle scams across 3 states. Other families came forward, forming a class-action lawsuit. Greg vanished from Willow Creek, his office shuttered. We fixed the farmhouse, replaced the window, and held a barbecue for the town. Mia stood by the creek, holding a photo of Evelyn tending her garden. She let it drift into the water, a quiet tribute. But as we celebrated, a chill lingered. That red ribbon by the creek wasn't Greg's style. Tara dug deeper and found Pinnacle was a front for a silent investor, someone with ties to old land disputes from the 40s. A new letter arrived days later. No signature, just a map with our farmhouse circled in black. History doesn't forget. Mia looked at me, her voice steady but cold. This isn't over, Dad. And deep down, I knew she was right. Something darker was waiting.